The Judiciary Committee will come to order. Without objection, the Chair is authorized to declare recesses of the committee at any time. We welcome everyone to this morning's Oversight hearing on the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and I will begin by recognizing myself for an opening statement. I want to extend our welcome to Secretary Johnson for testifying before us today for the first time. The Obama administration has taken unprecedented and most likely unconstitutional steps in order to shut down the enforcement of our immigration laws for millions of unlawful and criminal aliens not considered high enough, quote, priorities, end quote. The DHS does this under the guise of prosecutorial discretion. The beneficiaries include many thousands of aliens who have been arrested by state and local law enforcement or convicted criminals who have been put in removal proceedings and who DHS simply has let back onto our streets. In addition to simply not pursuing removable aliens, the DHS has been granting hundreds of thousands of them administrative legalization and work authorization. The Department of Homeland Security does this under many guises, invoking doctrines with esoteric names such as deferred action and parole in place. The net effect of these policies has been described by former ICE Acting Director John Sandweg. Quote, if you are a mill immigrant here illegally, your odds of getting deported are close to zero, end quote. Over the past few years, ICE has been claiming to have removed record numbers of unlawful or criminal aliens from the United States. Of course, to the extent these numbers are valid, they would have simply reflected the vast increase in enforcement resources provided by Congress in recent years. ICE's budget has increased from approximately $3 billion in 2005 to $5.8 billion in 2013. However, ICE's removal numbers simply rely on smoke and mirrors. In fact, almost two-thirds of the removals claimed by ICE in 2013 involved aliens apprehended by the Border Patrol along the border or intercepted by inspectors at ports of entry. When we look at the number of true ICE removals of aliens residing in the United States, we see that they have fallen 43% from 2008 to 2013. Even President Obama has admitted that ICE's record removals are deceptive. Removals are down so dramatically because the Obama administration is twisting the concept of prosecutorial discretion beyond all constitutional recognition, all in an unprecedented effort to create immigration enforcement-free zones. Most disturbingly, despite the administration's pledge to prioritize the removal of serious criminal aliens, DHS is releasing thousands of such aliens onto our streets. The Judiciary Committee discovered through subpoena that between October 2008 and July 2011, the Department of Homeland Security declined to seek removal for almost 160,000 aliens who had been arrested by state and local law enforcement officers. After these aliens were then released into our communities, about 17% were rearrested on criminal charges within only 3 years' time. The crimes charged include nearly 8,500 DUIs, over 6,000 drug violations, and more than 4,000 major criminal offenses, including murder, assault, battery, rape, and kidnapping. In one of the most horrific cases, an unlawful alien DHS decided not to pursue after being arrested for attempted grand theft was later arrested on suspicion of killing a man chasing those who had robbed his 68-year-old grandfather. These crimes never would have been committed had DHS pursued these aliens for removal. Unfortunately, none of this has shamed the DHS into changing its irresponsible practices. The Center for Immigration Studies recently obtained ICE documents revealing that in 2013, ICE declined to pursue removal thousands of times against convicted criminals it had encountered. And ICE also discovered that in 2013, ICE released from detention over 36,000 convicted criminal aliens that it had actually put in removal proceedings. I have asked DHS for identifying information on these released criminal aliens so that we may determine what new crimes they have gone on to commit. I hope and expect that Secretary Johnson will fully cooperate in providing this vital information to the committee and the American people. The end result of DHS's practices is that the American people have lost all confidence in this administration's willingness to enforce our current immigration laws or use any enhanced enforcement tools that Congress may give it. This, in turn, has made it exceedingly difficult for Congress to fix our broken immigration system. Unfortunately, we can only expect DHS's efforts to evade its immigration law enforcement responsibilities to escalate. President Obama has asked Secretary Johnson to perform an inventory of the department's current enforcement practices to see how it can conduct them more humanely. These are simply code words for further ratcheting down enforcement of our immigration laws. We do not know yet how far Secretary Johnson will go. Persons within and without the administration have pressured him to no longer seek to remove previously deported aliens who have illegally re-entered the United States, or aliens who have absconded from their removal proceedings and become fugitives. Some have demanded that DHS grant administrative legalization to parents who endanger their children's lives by bringing them here illegally in perilous journeys. Others have gone so far as to demand administrative legalization for the entire universe of millions of unlawful aliens who would receive a special pathway to citizenship under the Senate's massive comprehensive immigration bill. Secretary Johnson is not responsible for the dangerous and irresponsible decisions made by DHS before he was sworn in last December. We can only hope that he will bring back a level of adult responsibility to the enforcement of our immigration laws. But his recent comments that he is considering scaling back one of the DHS's most successful programs to identify and remove dangerous aliens, Secure Communities, cause me grave concern for the future of immigration enforcement. I look forward to the testimony